welcome to my bedroom. Why am I in bed 1 p.m. Friday afternoon? Butt naked face and my hair looks like this. Don't poke it might come to life. Because I told you guys my life isn't always made up or glamorous, or moreover, I do not feel like getting made up or glamorous to talk to you guys, because let's face it, I don't. I'm sorry, not sorry. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I am Perfectly Pre. This is my YouTube channel about my life, my stories, my ups, downs, comings, goings, and roundabouts. Follow, subscribe, share, and turn on those notifications because I post weekly. Thank you guys for tuning back in every week. I love you guys' support. Continue to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you very much. So guys, I know that I always say, oh, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and we're financing out 2 cars. My husband is a hardworking guy, and I am 31 years old in community college. I am grateful for all of that. All of it. Of course, I should have went to school younger. Of course, I wish that we could bring in more money. Of course, I wish that, my mental health was healthier. Of course, I wish that we owned our cars or lived in a nice house. Of course. But I am grateful for where I am right now. I am content and I am thankful to God for everything. And the reason I say, oh guys, I just live in a 2-bedroom apartment, blah blah blah, is because I want you guys to really understand and know that I am telling you guys my story as it is happening. I think it is important, and that's why I think this stands out more, because I didn't want to write my story after it has happened, after I become a success, after I'm in my dream house, or we've paid off our cars, or whatever situation comes about. I did not want to tell you. I wanted to tell you guys while we're going through it, while the emotions are there, they're genuine, they're raw, and everything. And the thing about having a vlog about me and about my story is I'm a very private person, and it takes a lot of effort for me to be vulnerable, for me to show my bare face to the world, or whoever's watching anyway, my 21 subscribers. Thanks, guys. But nevertheless, I am grateful for everything. And I wanted you guys to know that. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that has been bothering me for a very long time. And of course, this video is going to come about because it's my life, and this is a part of my life. I was kind of dreading it, yes, because it's very personal to me. But I know that the reason I do this is to help other people, inspire, empower. Whatever you get from my story is whatever you needed. So that's why I decided to start this vlog. And as I was scrolling down my Facebook wall, minding my own business, not really, I was minding other people's businesses, because that's what you do on Facebook, right? I came across this post, and it was the picture, and it depicted everything I feel, or even most women feel, when they hear this question. And I will share the picture with you guys some point in this video. But the question is, and always is, when are you going to have a baby? Guys, that question is so annoying. And as I am growing older and going through the situation that I am going through, I begin to realize that it's just not me. It's not isolated. Other women feel the same way too. And it doesn't matter their nationality. Women from all places, all kinds feel the same way. And I just wanted to tell my side of the story. So as you guys know, my husband and I have been married for 5 years. And before we started really getting serious, my husband explained to me how he wanted children. Of course, I love children and I want children as well. I've worked with children for as long as I can remember. I am a Sunday school teacher currently. I have been one for a very long time. And our goddaughter lived with us for about a year or two, maybe a year and a half. And we loved her like she was our own child. We took care of her. We invested in her. We raised her and cared for her like she was our child. And guys, that was the best time of our lives. We really, really loved it. We enjoyed her. We enjoyed the ups and the downs. And I know that might be hard for a lot of people to believe, but it's true. We enjoyed it. Let's see. So when people come to me and ask me when am I having a baby, a question we have heard since the week after our mini moon, from church members, family members, at gatherings, Christmas, Thanksgiving, it does not matter. We hear it all the time, even from strangers, like, oh, when are you gonna have a baby? Like, when? And if it was up to me, I would have had a baby 5 years ago, to be honest, because that's the type of people we are. We just wanted children right away. Children are such a joy and they brighten up our lives, and we just wanted them. But anyway, but it's not always this simple for people. And some people is me. I am some people. Hi guys. And this is my complicated story. So, from in my late teenage years, my menstrual cycle stopped being regular. And guys, if that's hard to hear, I'm sorry, it's life, deal with it. But yeah, it stopped being regular, and me not knowing any better, I kind of just shrugged it off, like whatever, you know. And I remember it was like the end of my high school career. My coaches commented on my weight, and it was very uncomfortable because of course I didn't know what was going on. And I was on a dance team and I was on a basketball team, and they were both like, how are you doing 2 vigorous activities and you're gaining weight? You must be eating wrong, or you must not be practicing hard, which is kind of weird to me. My dance coach didn't have this much to say, but my basketball coach was just kind of, you know, like, hey, what's going on? Like, are you eating well, or whatever kind of stereotypes that happen. And let me tell you guys, it was none of those things. But again, I didn't have the common sense to check it out. And I wasn't living with my parents, so they probably didn't say, hey, you should get that checked out. So years went on, and I kind of figured it was a problem because, like I said, I wasn't having a menstrual cycle constantly. It would happen like twice a year. That's it. So I got married, and then it really dawned on me, like, this is going to be a problem for my pregnancy, for my life. It's going to be a problem. So I started getting tests done and visiting specialists, and now I'm even visiting an infertility specialist. And while everything has come back normal, fine, great, I am healthy. I don't have high blood pressure, sugar, diabetes, which people expect me to have because guess what? I'm not skinny. And like, I am fine. And as my doctor was reading my results, she even seemed to be surprised, like, oh, you're fine. You're not even like pre-diabetic. You don't have high blood pressure. Everything's fine. And I'm just like, okay, like, what did you expect? So anyway, so I was just kind of like, okay, that was weird, but I went on with my life. And That's not a new thing for me, I should say. Every doctor, everyone who have taken my vitals or whatever test I've gotten back, blood results, anything, they always seem to be surprised, like, oh, you're healthy. So it just comes back full circle that it has something to do with my menstrual cycle, and they don't know why it's irregular, they just know it is. Whew, that's a lot. So I have an appointment on Monday with my doctor, and he is going to tell me the rest of the steps that I have to take towards my fertility journey. So yay, I hope it's good news, since like I said, the test results and everything came back really good. And my husband is fine, by the way, guys. So we're just trying to work this out, and throughout this journey and throughout people asking me that one question, I felt like less of a woman, less of a wife, and especially less of a Christian, because people have been praying for me and my husband, prayed over me and my husband, anointed us, prophesied to us, and just genuinely just trying to believe God for us and with us that we will soon be able to have a baby, which I know that that's still the case. It's just like you feel like all of this is going on. What am I doing wrong? So I'm like, okay, I must not be praying right. I must be praying wrong. I must not be reading the Bible right. I must not be doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter. I went through all the emotions. I even started becoming a little proud, saying like, oh, you know, I did this right. I don't understand. And I really dislike this part about myself when I was going through this, because I would even bring people into it, which was absolutely wrong. Looking at their lives like, oh man, you know, such and such didn't even want children and they have a children. They can't even take care of children and they have children. This person beat their children and they have children. It didn't matter. Whatever scenario, whatever I came up with, I was just like, I'm better, you know, in this way or that way. And it's not true. It's not true. I am human. I am imperfect. And whatever, you know, people, whatever I said in my mind or in my heart, people could be saying the same thing about me when I become a parent. It doesn't matter. And I felt really bad about that, and I repented to God, and I'm saying sorry if I ever judged you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I had to, like I said, repent and understand like that is not the way to think. I am just hurting because I am believing in God, and it's not taking the time, it's not happening in a time that I want it to happen in. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, I know that we will become parents, and I know right now that we're taking the steps to become parents. It's still kind of a big, hard, emotional pill to swallow, because we are, like I said, we're working class people, and life for me was hard. Everything was hard. Everything except Mary and Brian, I promise. Mary and Brian was like, it all fell into place effortlessly, and I am grateful to God for that. Everything prior though was hard. It was a race, running race, and that's normal, you know, for people. But for me, I'm just like, I was tired. I am tired sometimes just thinking about it, and I just wanted a break. And even now, like, something that should be so simple isn't really simple. And I felt all kinds of depression, and I was very hard on myself. And even going through this infertility journey with specialists and things, the money, I'm just like, I get emotional every time, because insurances don't cover this kind of stuff. And if it do, it's very, very little. And when we get that bill or we have to pay up front, it's just like my eyes start stinging, my heart starts pounding, and I'm like, is this even a good idea? I deal with anxiety, depression at times. Do I want to bring a child into this? Absolutely not. But I know God is faithful, and I know my heart, and I know that I will do everything in my power to make sure that child grows up mentally stable and healthy. Although we're not, you know, the most stable financially, because we aren't in a house, or whatever other priorities that people or America think that we should have before we start planning for a family, keep it, because this is our walk and this is what we want, and we will learn together. We will get through this together. And at the end of the day, I just feel like I'm faithful to God that it will all work out for our highest good. So in saying that, it is a big, hard financial burden raising children. Don't get me wrong, and I completely understand that. And I know that there will be sacrifices, and I know that that's just the way to go. Sometimes for some people, they don't have those problems, and I'm praying that we won't either. But right now, as it stands, I am thankful and ready to God for anything. Ready for God. So, back to the point. When I got the bill, like my last visit to the infertility specialist, it was almost $1,000, and they were looking at me like, you need to swipe your card, we need this $1,000 right now. And I was just like, wow. And that was only blood work and a visit to the specialist and like a sonogram or something like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how much more is the actual treatment going to be? Like, this is crazy. I want children the natural, is of course everyone does. I want children naturally, you know. I don't want to have to pay for them to get here and then pay for them while they, you know. It's like, what? But some people, like, I am willing to do that. I'm willing, because that's what we want. We want children, so we'll do what it takes in God's grace, with God's help, of course, to get that. But for me, it's still an emotional process, because $1,000 is a lot. But thankfully, I had a great person, a great receptionist that was working with me, and she found some kind of loophole where I was getting a discount of some sort, and it only ended up being about $500. So yay! Thank God for that. Well, that's still not, you know, cheap change. It is still a process, but I was thankful for the break. And like I said, I thought about the whole thing. I thought about families that has to adopt, and I'm not talking about wealthy families that can just afford to adopt children or afford to do the whole foster care adopting thing, because emotionally that's hard on your emotions. But foster care, it doesn't always pan out that way. And then adoption can be the same depending on the parents or the agency you're dealing with, but more so the money. There's so many children out here that needs homes and loving people and loving families, and the money is a big reason why people cannot, like, just say, okay, you know, live, you know, come live with us, be my child, let's adopt, you know, whatever. And it's just like, dang, that really makes me upset. I understand that children are a lot of money. So if you can't really afford to adopt them, you can't really afford to take care of them. But I just feel like that's not true. I feel like when you have a family, you make a way, and God makes the way for you. And if you are pushing out $10,000+ to even start that family, that's already trying, because that $10,000 could have been sitting, could have been towards college, could have been towards anything else like cheese and crackers. But again, like I said, if that's your walk and you decide that because that's the route you had to take, I pray God be with you, just like I pray God be with us in our journey. But guys, we have to be more conscious of the questions and the kind of information that we're putting into people, because asking them when they're going to have a baby or any question like it is kind of hard, especially if the family is already trying and going through their ups and downs, trying to get to that process, trying to have babies. And if they found out that they can't, and you're asking that question and they're not ready to share with you that information, that's even harder. So quit it! So guys, I am faithful and I am thankful, and I pray that it all works out. I will let you know what the doctor says on the next video that I post. Until then, I love you guys. I am grateful for your loving and support. Be safe, God bless, and as always, let's get colorful.